Are you feeling the intense energy of the eclipse portal right now? Right now we're sandwiched between the two eclipses, and it kind of feels like we're a giant cosmic bagel and we're being squeezed from both sides and all our insides are kind of falling out. So on October 25th, we had a new moon eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, and that was just last week. And November 8th, we've had a blood moon. We will have a blood moon eclipse in the sign of Taurus, and that's coming up next week. So we're currently really sitting in the middle. Hi everyone, I'm Nicolene. I am the Flamekeeper. I'm an energy healer, medical medium practitioner, and intuitive spiritual coach. So right now we have 3 planets which are very active in our skies. We have Venus, which governs love and self-love, relationships and money. We have Mars, which has just gone retrograde, and that governs our actions and energy. And we have Uranus, which is always a bit of a wild card, but likes freedom and surprises. So I have been receiving a few messages about this energy portal, which I'd like to share with you. And they are, number 1, surrender. Number 2, relationships coming to an end. Number 3, guilt and shame. And number 4, transformation. So let's dive in and see what this means. Right now, we really are being pushed to our limits. So when I say surrender, surrender is not about slapping yourself on the wrist and saying, let go, let go. No, that's actually resistance. What surrender is actually welcoming the sad and broken parts of yourself. Any areas where you're feeling low or sad, less than, and actually just welcoming those into your heart with love. And the reason for this is that darkness cannot exist in the light of love. Darkness is just the absence of love. And so when you welcome it into your heart with love, the love transmutes it. And that's when you're able to surrender and let those feelings go. Now, just this week, I was feeling extremely overwhelmed and super confused, not sure really how to proceed. And now when I look into it, I realize that was Mars retrograde. It was kind of amping up that energy. But instead of beating myself up about not being able to keep on top of my schedule, not getting everything done that I needed to do, I actually decided to just take a break and honor myself, my feelings. And I realized I needed a break and I needed to do something about it. And so I went down to the beach, I had a cup of tea, and I just relaxed for a minute. And then while I was on the beach, I was just guided to surrender. And so what I did was I prayed and I said, God, I'm feeling very overwhelmed, I'm feeling unfocused, I'm not sure how to move forward. I'd like to surrender these feelings to you, please. This burden is too heavy for me to carry. And so I did that, and straight away, when I left the beach, I immediately was able to open my diary and to do 3 of the things on my list straight away that I'd really been putting off because I felt like they were big, scary tasks to do. And this is the power of surrender. So I want to encourage you to give it a go, and to, where you're feeling overburdened, perhaps surrender those burdens over to the universe, because they're not yours to carry. You shouldn't be carrying them, and we're being pushed at this time really to our limits of breaking for a reason, and that reason is because we're not meant to carry those burdens. So when we are saying, oh, this is too much for me, I don't know how to do this, it's too much, God, it's too much. God is saying, excellent, that's exactly what I wanted to hear, because I don't want you to carry that stuff anymore anyway. It serves no purpose. Let it go. Okay, and the second theme is relationships. So Venus is very active in relationships, and it's very active in this energy portal right now. Now, it's going to be showing you where you are out of alignment with your relationships. So I mentioned relationships will be coming to an end. So this could be some friendships or some very close partner relationships or love relationships which are no longer serving you, and where they are where your relationships have shifted out of alignment. So it can sound scary to hear that relationships are ending, But you must remember that what could be ending inside of those relationships is the old way of being. So the familiar pattern of energy that you've been perpetuating, what you've been accepting and what you've been saying, well, this is fine, this is okay, I can put up with that, with this. This is all changing now. This is coming to an end. So the relationship itself in its entirety may not be ending, but the old ways of being are coming to an end. So you will no longer accept what you used to accept. And this gives you the opportunity then to up-level that relationship with new boundaries and from a new perspective, and to decide whether you're going to put in the effort needed to maintain that relationship or not. Or if your heart is going to open and you're going to move towards greater self-love and self-care, which means perhaps ending that relationship and nourishing and looking after your own needs, which you've been neglecting. So the other thing about this is that obviously self-love and self-worth are being highlighted. Now, another thing that Venus governs is actually money. So you could be being shown where you are out of alignment and not honoring receiving your worth. So in terms of money, perhaps you're not, you've got a block, a self-love block, self-worth block, which prevents you from receiving the money that you should be receiving. And so this is also time to work with this block. The third thing that I wanted to talk about was feelings of shame and guilt. Now, these are arising in the collective very strongly at the moment. For me, I have felt them in, I've had memories come up out of nowhere from sort of jobs that I've had 20 years ago, where I was overlooked or I wasn't chosen. I felt sort of I wasn't good enough. This is coming up right now because it's trying to show us that we're out of alignment with our truth. So we are out of alignment with who we truly are on the inside. And we're wearing a mask. So we're wearing a mask to fit in. So we're trying to be normal so that we can be approved by our peers and fit in and get that promotion or seem cool at work or whatever it is. And it's really time to let this go. So Uranus, the wild card, the planet that loves freedom, is going to keep asking you, where are you keeping yourself in a box? Where are you playing small? It's time to break away from this. It's time to end this now. The other thing that's coming up is if you have feelings of low self-worth, which are obviously linked to feeling broken, feeling not good enough, the other way it can express is that you have guilt for not being able to do enough for others. So let's say not being able to look after your child's needs sufficiently, or not giving enough to someone else in your life, a neighbor, a friend in need, things like that. The guilt. So look at this guilt and ask yourself, where am I over-giving? Where am I exhausting myself to a point where I'm neglecting my own needs? And see if you can shift back into balance at this time, because obviously with the intensity of what's going on now energetically, this is all going to be rising to the surface. And that, remember, when these things are rising to the surface, it's because they're asking to be dealt with. You're basically detoxing. It's like a form of spiritual detox. So it's wise to resolve these issues and let them go. And then my last point is transformation. So with the intensity of this energy portal and the opportunity that's available to us right now, there really is a profound opportunity for transformation. So what I've seen in the past is whenever I've seen an image for transformation, I've experienced it as a chrysalis. But this time I actually saw a pair of golden wings, golden butterfly wings. And so you can see that this portal is like a wormhole where you can really go from one side, one way of being, to a completely different way of being, light years apart, without going through that middle stage. You can transform not even from a chrysalis, just from a caterpillar. You can suddenly become a butterfly without going through that middle section in the light of this portal. So please tune into your guidance, meditate, ask for assistance from your guides and angels, and pray. Because if you do the inner work, there is this opportunity right now really to transform in the most profound way. So if this has been helpful for you, please like and subscribe to my video and tune in for more. Thank you.